You really fucked this up, haven't you? Hello, what up? It's on your Movie Madman, and I'm back. And today is a very exciting day for everyone, because today is what I'm going to be calling View Askew Day. So, what the fuck is View Askew? You're probably asking. View Askew is Kevin Smith's film company. It's probably the best way to put that. It's what he called it. I don't know why. You'd have to ask him. Clerks 3 is one of the new View Askew films, as well as this beast, Jay and Silent Bob. This is the only one I've got to unbox at the moment, unless of course I buy Clerks 3 before I finish this video. So we're going to open this, aren't we? Yeah. So I got this on eBay. It's very hard to get now because it's so unique. A person on eBay was selling this for £65, and I thought, well, what kind of a fucking moron's going to spend £65 on a brand new Blu-ray? So I thought, fuck it, I will offer him 20 quid and see what happens, and he accepted it. So I did still spend 20 quid on a brand new Blu-ray, but you know, it was better than 65. Let's have a look inside. Cool, looks like Kevin's really pushed the boat out with his artwork on his disc there. But that's Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. That's number one of the newer numbers of the films. I'm going to show you the others as well, obviously. My clothes might change, my beard might grow. This video is going to be filmed over a few days, so Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. You ready for the rest? So I did get Clerks 3 in the end, as you can see, because I'm holding it here. Either that or I've got really good with CGI. This is the only View Askew / Kevin Smith movie that has a slipcover as well, so that's quite exciting. This is the only Kevin Smith film that you can get in 4K, I hear. So a lot of you are probably thinking, why didn't you get it in 4K? And I was like, firstly, because every single one of his other films that I have is either on Blu-ray or on DVD. So I just like, I didn't want to ruin it. I was like, I might as well just get it in Blu-ray. Plus you have to get it imported from the US and pay charges, as well as it only being in a steelbook, so it was pretty expensive in 4K. So I was like, I might as well just get it on Blu-ray, as the rest of his films are, except for a couple of them that aren't. Very limited releases are a lot of his films, so if you don't get them within like the first couple of months of them being out, they're really hard to get usually, and only really horrible nerds will charge you a ridiculous amount of money to buy them. But let's take some plastic off for you guys. I have done a review for this film already, because I did a review when I saw it in the cinema, so you already know what I think of this. But let's have a get that off. Look at that. Have a look inside as well. I can see where he got his idea for the artwork there on the disc. I think I see where he did that. Obviously I'm going to look at this as well, see what it's like on Blu-ray. It won't be a comparison video. I already think this is literally just about View Askew movies and Kevin Smith's films. So this is his latest one. But you know what? Let's go back to the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning, as Julie Andrews once said. So Kevin Smith's first film in his View Askew universe was Clerks. So I don't know if you guys have seen the first Clerks, but this is the first one. This was the one that was shot in black and white. This was the one that was shot on a very low budget. I'm pretty sure Kevin Smith just got loads of credit cards and maxed them all out. That's a rumour. Whether or not that's actually true, I don't know. There's a disc there. There's a back cover there. This is the perfect film for you if you're a massive film nerd, or if you have any experience with working in retail or customer services, or just like working in Sainsbury's or a video store or HMV, which is technically a video store, even though videos don't exist anymore, but whatevs. Jay and Silent Bob's first appearance as well, so good fun if you like a comedy. It's quite adult, but you know, if you're an adult, it's alright, isn't it? Next you got Mallrats. This is Kevin Smith's number 2 movie, also Jay and Silent Bob's second appearance. There is a back cover to that as well, and a disc inside. Now I believe the artwork on this disc is the artwork that was on the front cover of the original Mallrats poster. So again, I mean, this is more what it's like to work at Lakeside rather than what it's like to work in Sainsbury's. Jay and Silent Bob are in there again. A barrel of laughs, very nerdy, especially if you enjoy comic books. I'm pretty sure Stan Lee's in this as well, so it's good if you're a comic book fan and you're grown up. Next we move on to number 3, Chasing Amy. Really cool sexy disc for you there. Chasing Amy is a romantic drama slash a little bit funny, but not really that funny at all. Jay and Silent Bob are in this for about 3 minutes, so if you're watching it thinking, this is going to be a really good Jay and Silent Bob film, it's actually not. Allegedly, this is Kevin Smith's favourite movie of his own. I'm not quite sure why. It's all about a guy that falls in love with a lesbian. Go figure. There are 5 Kevin Smith films that I don't own. So Dogma is his number 4. Dogma is good fun. Dogma was his first film that started causing controversy. The Catholic Church all kicked off when they released Dogma because God forbid you say anything about anyone from church that's supposed to be funny, and they just react to it and they're like, oh, you're taking the mickey out of us, it's not very nice. So someone will probably complain that I said that as well. So you're taking the mickey. There's a difference. Like you're trying to explain comedy to people is really annoying sometimes, especially when you don't want to understand it. So when you try and explain the joke, they're like, "No, I don't care. You're just being offensive. You're just being offensive. I don't care. You're just being offensive." Like I'm pretty sure these people don't understand what offensive means. Hypocritical is probably more because they quite happily will laugh at us, but if we laugh at them, it's not. Anyway, so Dogma kicked off controversy with the church, mainly because it was about angels that got kicked out of heaven that are trying to go back to heaven. Jay and Silent Bob are in there as well, and they're trying to help stop the heaven, because they've got to stop the angels going back to heaven because it proves God wrong or something like that. So next we move on to number 5, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. This is obviously the first film that featured Jay and Silent Bob as the main characters. This is probably one of my personal favourite Kevin Smith movies. It's a lot of fun. The extended version is even funnier and takes it another 25 minutes longer or so. So if you haven't seen the extended version of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, I'd get on that, because that's really fun. Definitely. Very, very funny. Lots of references, lots of memes, lots of like little poking towards the audience. I'm pretty sure there's a few fourth wall breaking moments in this as well, which just made it even better. There's a disc inside Jay and Silent Bob as well. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Exciting. Yeah, so their number 6 is Jersey Girl, which is Ben Affleck with a daughter. A little bit of a sad one, but if you're looking for a film where Ben Affleck does some acting, this is probably one of his better acting roles. I'd never seen Jersey Girl before a couple of weeks ago, and I turned out to really enjoy it. So if you haven't seen Jersey Girl and you've always avoided it just because Jay and Silent Bob aren't in it, I found it more entertaining than Chasing Amy. So then we move on to number 7. Number 7 is Clerks. Very good sequel to the first Clerks. Does a very good job. Does a lot of things that the first one doesn't do, which is good. It's just not the same thing again. So you got 2 discs in this one as well. So even though it is really shit quality, there is 2 of them. It's very good if you enjoy that sort of thing. And obviously Jay and Silent Bob back in this one as well. Next we have Zack and Miri Make a Porno. This is another one of the Kevin Smith films that doesn't feature the characters Jay and Silent Bob. Cool bit of boat pushing artwork on the disc there. Out of all 15 of Kevin Smith's films, this would probably be in my top 5, just because of how funny it is and how much I enjoyed it. And you know, if you ever thought about making porn, now you can learn. Hey, now you can learn. Number 9 is Cop Out. Cop Out is the film that Kevin Smith made with Bruce Willis. I don't own Cop Out. I probably could have bought it, but I didn't. I was gonna, but then I just didn't. I mean, the film's... No, do you know what? The film's not actually that good. And after I heard all this stuff about Kevin Smith and Bruce Willis fighting on set and shouting at each other on set, and Bruce Willis just being a pain in the arse to work with, you really see that in the film. There are so many parts where you can tell that Bruce Willis just doesn't care about what he's doing in this movie. So then we got number 10. Now we got Red State, another one of Kevin Smith's films that caused a lot of controversy with the church. Red State, yeah, Red State kind of touches on that whole if you're gay you can't go to church kind of thing. So you can understand why the church got a little bit pissed off with it. But to be fair, you know, he's not wrong. You see, I mean, obviously Christians don't tie you up to a cross and set you on fire because you're gay, but you know, they're pretty judgmental when it comes to things like that, so do be careful. This is one of the ones that I enjoyed the most. Bit of action in there, bit of suspense in there, slight touch on a bit of horror in there. Does make you wonder where they got the idea for the artwork on that disc there. I wonder. I'm just not sure. So number 11, another DVD with a really sexy looking disc on the inside there. Now this is an interesting one. This film really confused me just because I thought it was supposed to be funny, so all the way through the film I was like, I don't get it, and it really I don't know. But then I watched the podcast that this film is based on, and then found out that it's actually not supposed to be funny. It is actually just Kevin Smith and his mate taking the piss out of an old man. So when you read stuff that says this is based on actual events or based on a true story, it actually is, but they've just changed it a bit and exaggerated a bit, that sort of thing. But yeah, Tusk is probably the closest that Kevin Smith has come to making 100% of a horror film. But I really enjoyed this. Quite surprised to see it's a 15. But yeah, a very, very odd film. You will never look at Justin Long in the same way ever again. Number 12 is Yoga Hosers. That's literally all I'm going to say about that film. I wouldn't bother watching it ever. I avoided watching it for years because it looked really poo. And then I watched it and it turned out to be even poorer than I thought it was going to be. It's absolutely awful. It was just like a superstore being invaded by little gnomes that all look like Kevin Smith. It's really, really stupid. And lastly, out of the ones that I haven't got, there's a film called Holidays. There's loads of short films all based on these little holidays, and Kevin Smith directed one of them. I'm pretty sure he directed the one that was based around Halloween. And yeah, so if you haven't seen that, that's not bad to watch actually, because there's loads of like little short films, so you like some of them, you don't like some of them. So now we're back to where we started. Jay and Silent Bob Reboot was a film that I've been waiting for years and years. Then when it finally came out, I was quite excited, got around to watching it. I still enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. And lastly, Clerks 3. Now there's not really much I could tell you about this film, considering it's not been out for very long. So there's probably still quite a few people that haven't actually seen it. But I really enjoyed this. I really connect with this film in ways that I never would see myself ever connecting with movies. So, you know, it was actually really good for what it was. I really enjoyed it. A very good sequel to Clerks 2 and Clerks 1. Joins all three of them together. Joins the whole View Askew universe together. Jay and Silent Bob were obviously in this as well. Brings them back, brings their story round to full circle, the whole thing sort of thing. I mean, they're obviously going to be making more, but for now, it's really good, I really enjoyed it, yeah. So there you have it. I bet you didn't think that you could review 15 films in one video. How I'm going to edit this down to 15 minutes is ridiculous, but I guess we'll work that out when we get to it. If you could like this video, if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. I'm gonna fuck off. Goodbye.